Big HD here. Got week 3 NFL look back. Um, what was more shocking of week 3, the butt punt, or the Dolphins actually beating the Bills? I'm going with that. Dolphins actually beating the Bills. The that butt punt was pretty funny. But man, the Bills only put up a 19 in Miami. The Miami defense looking pretty good out there. I'm gonna go look at this breakdown real quick. Buffalo only scored 2 points in the fourth quarter. So Josh Allen, 2 touchdowns, 400 yards. It's respectable. The Dolphins really getting at it at home. Check out some stats real quick. And the Bills were really they had way more yards, way more passing yards, way more rushing yards. Um, I didn't really get to watch too much of this game, but man, just for having a time of possession, 40 minutes to less than 20 minutes, it's just kind of crazy seeing this dominance in the stats where Miami got that edge. I kind of had a feeling that it was going to be a close game, come down to the wire. I thought it was going to be a little bit more of a shootout. Um, but Miami looking pretty good. They're starting off undefeated in this AFC East. Um, but Miami a little shocking seeing the Buffalo really just dominate most of the stats, and Miami able to come up with the win. Um, I was watching some of this. I was seeing Miami again a lot of injuries. It was kind of crazy seeing it was like back to back plays. I was seeing these injuries, but man, Miami looking good. We'll see what happens in the rest of the year. And they play Buffalo again at Buffalo, but Miami's looking interesting. Going on big, Bengals versus Jets. That's no shock right there. Jets really not doing much. Only put up 12 points. See kind of what Burrow did right there. About 3 touchdowns, 275. We really can't ask much more than that. I mean, playing versus the Jets, really no shock there. They're going on the Raiders versus the Titans. This was a close game. Kind of what I was thinking in the quick picks. Just looked like Tennessee got a big lead right there, and then Vegas was trying to come back. They got that dude Adams, so it's gonna be a little bit of work with him, working in Adams from Green Bay. Green Bay. Um, I mean, Raiders, they were doing pretty good last year. Tough division in this AFC West. So we'll see. The Titans, though, it's pretty tough. The first win of the year. Raiders on no wins yet. 0-3. So it's kind of. I thought it was gonna be a close game, only 2 point game, and then going over here, Saints and Panthers. Kind of another one that I expected. I don't really see Saints doing too much right now with Jameis Winston at the helm, and this NFC South. I don't really know who's going to come out of there. Those teams, none of them really look too exciting. But kind of what I was thinking, Panthers were going to be able to win. With Saints just haven't been what they have been with Drew when Drew's gone. Going on to this Ravens versus the Pats. It didn't really start off like I thought it was going to be. It looked like the Baltimore was kind of struggling a little bit, but then they got going. Look at Lamar, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. I think he was running all over the place too. Yeah, 100 yards, 10 average, and a touchdown. Poof. If you got Lamar on on your fantasy, he probably racking up them points. Uh, I did see New England though. His their quarterback. I think he had a foot injury or something. I saw last night. He's going to be out for a couple weeks. For the New England fans, going on. We got the Detroit Lions in Minnesota. Closer game than I thought it would be, 24-28. But Detroit's really not been known for winning a lot of games, so I figured that Minnesota would be able to beat Detroit. Got the Eagles versus the Commanders. This was a no-brainer. Eagles doing pretty good, and the Washington Commanders really not going anywhere. We have another shocker right here. The Kansas City lost in Indianapolis. See, Patty was only one touchdown, one interception. So, 262, not too well. Patty playing. I'll try looking at the stats. I didn't get to see any of this game. It looks like they had a lost fumble and 2 turnovers. You have a close game like this, 17-20, and you lose that turnover battle. That's tell or take right there. And I mean everything looks pretty close. Rushing yards. They only had 50 rushing yards. KC though. KC just hasn't been what they've been after they won that Super Bowl. I think NFL is kind of catching up to KC, and they're trading away some people. We'll see how it goes. They're 2-1 right now. The first loss of the season versus the Colts. I mean, Colts have always had a pretty decent defense. So, it's interesting. I didn't think KC would lose in Indy. I just got to touch over this one real quick. The Texans and the Bears. I thought the Bears would win. Texans really not doing much. Closer game than I thought it would be. But this Jags versus the Chargers. What in the world? 38-10. Ooh, Trevor Lawrence, three touchdowns, 260, no interceptions. It's a real shocker to me. Herbert only had one touchdown, one interception. But he did have a rib injury. I wasn't aware of his injury before this game, so I was thinking that the Chargers would be able to take care of the Jags. But man, looks like the Jags took care of business on the road. Try to see. Yeah, he had he had a fumble, interception. So a couple turnovers right there. 4 punts. Just really not too good of a game. And then you got Jags over here converted 2 of 3 fourth downs. So it looks like Jags were kind of just running all over the Chargers. The defense of the Chargers, at least. I do remember last year when last season, the Chargers really didn't have that well of a defense, but their offense was able to keep them in the game. I don't remember who I picked here. I think I did pick the Cardinals to win at home versus the Rams. But the Rams were able to get the 20-12. Stafford, no touchdowns, no interceptions. 250. Kyle Murray, no touchdowns, no interceptions. 300. So, I don't know. Looks like a pretty boring game from these stats. You got a couple rushing touchdowns, one by Kupp. So, it's good thing the Rams got back into that 2-1. And carrying on, we got these. This was another one that, I thought it was going to be a close game. I thought the person that had the ball in their hand last would be able to get this, but you always think that Tom is going to be able to get these comebacks every time he's pushing for them comebacks. and you always think he's gonna get it, but they had a little miscommunication at the end, and they just weren't able to get it done. Um, Still early in the season, these players just not getting meshed in, and the Bucks really they were down a lot of their players. Um, I think like three or four of their top guys were out due to injuries, and what's his name, Evans, with the suspension. So looks like defense really held it down, and I mean, Tom just couldn't get that comeback that he usually gets, and we're used to seeing him just get them comebacks. So a little miscommunication at the end, and it is what it is. The Falcons won in Seattle. What? Oh man, Mariota's the quarterback for the Falcons. Okay. Uh, oh, wow. I didn't know the Falcons had it in them. Look at that. That's pretty interesting. So good for them versus the Seahawks. Both of them are 1-2 in this in the beginning of the season. See what the stats look like. I mean, it's an odd game. I didn't see any of it, so I don't. And they lost the turnover. How do you get more turnovers and, and win the game? I don't. She should have to kind of go and look back at that. These stats don't really make much sense. Uh, the Falcons have more. They got sacked more. Yeah, this it's interesting. Anyways, these teams aren't going anywhere, but it's just kind of funny. And then this the Sunday night game, that was like, what in the world? At least my Broncos were able to get the win. That man, that was almost kind of tough to watch. You got the safety right there in that third quarter, but you see, just new team struggles really. They're just trying to get meshed. Talking about the Broncos, and we'll see. Wilson got the long contract, so they're Broncos kind of in rebuild mode and taking it day by day. 2-1. They got the win. It's an ugly game. 11-10 with that safety in the third quarter. I don't know. That was a tough one. And you got the Cowgirls. Won last night. Close game throughout. It was like Cowboys would score, then Giants would score, then Cowboys would come score again, and I fell asleep right there towards the end. I'm really not interested in either of these teams, but close game throughout, and hmm, looks like the Giants threw an interception right there, probably right there at the end of the game, to so Dallas could seal the deal. I look back right there in the week 3 of the NFL. A couple, a couple crazy games. A couple like what in the world is going on games, and man, ready for the next week of the NFL. I kind of just look over, see if there's any intriguing matchups. Hey, this Dolphins and Bengals Thursday night game. That's going to be kind of interesting. Let's see if there any other interesting matchups going on in this week 3 or week 4, I should say, in these 1 o'clock games. This right here, Bills Ravens. Hopefully, I'll be able to catch that one. That one should be pretty interesting. Anything else in these 1 o'clock games? Like the NFL, they were doing pretty good with these matchups in the first couple weeks, but what in the world are these matchups right here? You got Bears and Giants. That's kind of like odd. Jets and Steelers. It's kind of odd. Browns and Falcons. It's an odd matchup too. Even these Jags and Eagles. It's an odd matchup too. Going on these 4 o'clock games, you got a nice AFC West matchup right here. Broncos and Raiders. You got this we got this Chiefs Buck game right here Sunday night. And then you got the Rams and 49ers. Close it out from that week 4. Yeah, a couple of interesting matchups right here going into to week 4. Good games. Looking forward to seeing that Sunday night game, this 1 o'clock Bills Ravens game, and then just some of these matchups are a little bit odd. But that Thursday night game is going to be a good one. It'll be interesting to see how these Dolphins can carry that momentum, and how the Bengals are going to be able to do. I'll get these quick picks probably in Wednesday. I do my quick picks for the week 4, and that's about it. I'm trying to think of anything else, any good storylines coming out of that week 3 other than that butt punt. I'm going to say these Ravens really 37-26, like punted on the Pats. And you can even see I'm just kind of looking at the stats real quick. The Pats had more total yards, more passing. Ravens though they had a little bit more rushing yards. But really the total plays, Pats had a little bit more. Pats had 1 or 2 fourth down efficiency. Time of possession was pretty close. Oh, interceptions thrown. 3 interceptions thrown. Whew. And then Pats with their guy, Mac, being out for the next couple of weeks. But looking forward to see Lamar playing the way he is, man. He's really coming into his own. And what they play next week. I thought that was that Bills Ravens matchup, man. Whew, it's gonna be a good one. It's good. That's about it really for this week 3 look back. Bucks really got to get their boys back, and so they can kind of gel. Like, subscribe, comment what you thought about that week 3. What you thought about the butt punt. What you thought about the Chiefs losing in Indianapolis. Big HD out.